Talking and not talking with Laura Solon.
Quite a few years ago now, I wrote a little book called Memoirs of a Geisha. It became a massive international bestseller and in 2005 was made into a hugely successful film, which is rather embarrassing because I made it all up. And reading it back, it's pretty obvious. I said they had gills and could breathe underwater. And at the end, one of the geishas gets beamed up to a spaceship. I mean, I shudder to think what the Japanese are going to say.
When I was 18, I wanted a tattoo, so I go down to this tattoo parlor and they say, what kind of design do you want? And, well, I hadn't really thought about it, and I got a bit flustered and said the first thing that came into my head. So now I've got a tattoo of Chris Akabusi. Eating chips on my arse. I mean, it's a sex repellent, to say the least.
I tell you what I love, right? What I absolutely love. My number one, long-standing, pick-of-the-week passion, and that is theatre, right? I am a super fan of theatre, and I've even started writing my own play, which is nice. It's a stage adaptation of the television series 24, only, of course, mine is shorter, so I'm calling it 2. Not everyone has been supportive, though. When I told my mum I was going to grasp the nettle with both hands and ride the good ship playwright then, she shouted at me for mixing my metaphors. I said, all right, grammar police, it's no big deal. It's not like I mixed my alcohol with my antidepressants, or like my cousin Stevie, who mixed business with pleasure and got himself fired. You want to feel sorry for him, but you don't, because chemists have very clear rules about employees wanking at the till.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
No, who would follow me? So, what happened with you and Justine on holiday? You said on the phone...
Look, this can't get back to me, OK? I'm in too deep. She gets a hint of this and...
In too deep? Aren't you too engaged?
Right. I mean, I love her, but this needs to get out. So I need immunity. If she asks you where you heard this stuff, it's got to be total anonymity for me. I have plausible denial at source, that's fine, I've done that. But I need you to back me up, OK? This has to be airtight.
Oh, sure.
So, who will you say told you?
Polly?
Polly wouldn't know this. Think.
Diane?
Right, Diane. That's the story. Diane told you. Diane, that bitch. Say it.
What? Diane's a bitch.
Yeah, good. Stick to it. Make that face. This meeting never happened, OK? We never talked.
OK.
After today, we'll never talk again. I disappear. Like that. Here's the story. Justine tried to wear her size 8 Earl jeans from 2 years ago. They split on the dance floor.
What was the music?
The music was Hips Don't Lie by Shakira.
Today when I woke up, I thought it would be fun to play a silly prank on the women in the house. So what I did was, I rang the bell, and when one of the women came, I said, "Woman, I am pinned so neatly down the left-hand side. I can't feel my legs, my arm hurts, and I'm hot, very hot." Then I made a noise like a bird. Anyway, the women got very huffy-puffy and called other women, and these other women called a doctor, and so before I could say marshmallow, I was traveling to hospital in a noisy van. It was very exciting, yes. Almost as exciting as the time I was on that bus, and Dennis Hopper told me that if it went below 50, then I would swap bodies. My mother, and I don't think that was a film or a dream. I don't care, shut up, go away. Anyway, we are driving into hospital, and just before we reach the gates, I cry, "Hold, there is China Lion." Now, China Lion is a close companion whom I took from a child on the streets of Hamburg. The child said, "But madame, it is a present for my mother." I said, "Shut up, your mother is dead." And since then we have gone together like peanut butter and bread. bread, special nice bread with the chewy seeds. Anyway, I'm lying in the hospital bed because, hello, I have had a fake stroke. And I will not see the doctor until a lion, China or otherwise, is present. And one of the women says, but madame, there is no time, you are sick, I need medical attention. But of course, all I hear is, so I pee into a cup and throw it on her shoe. Luckily, another woman arrives forthwith with China Lion, and he and I have a private disputation, whereupon we decide I have either dengue fever or one of the ones where a worm lives in your skin. So that means we will need hot water, we will need plies, and some sort of chocolate with a caramel core. Then, and this is the bit where it gets comical, I jump out of bed and shout, I was joking, worry lumps, you have all been friends. But of course, the doctor is too ugly to see the funny side, and he gets all eggy pegs and throws me out the room. Then when I get home, the women put me in the naughty chair and ban me from spaghetti hoops. But so what, you know, I had pastry, fruit, I made a pie, good times, I love it.
And finally, we're talking A Death to Remember, the new murder mystery play by Alan Reynolds at the Lyric Theatre. Joining us today is Holly Walters, arts critic for Arts Now magazine. Holly, what did you think of the production? Is it indeed something to remember?
Well, the first 4 acts I thought were pretty good. The actors came on, they remembered their lines, there was some great shouting from the guy playing the dad. I was absorbed and felt a real growing feeling of suspense as I waited, bated breath, for the killer to be revealed. But the last scene where that happens I can't really comment on.
Don't want to give it away?
No, I didn't see it. Basically left the auditorium to do a massive wee. And I mean massive, massive. Honestly, it was a horse wee. Those ones that you've been waiting a really long time to do and been in quite a lot of discomfort over. So the sense of release is practically orgasmic. And it just went on and on and on and on and on. And then I thought it must be nearly over, but it wasn't. It just kept coming out. And about halfway through, you think to yourself, I wish I'd timed this, because accurate plot measurement on what feels like wee without end. It was astonishing and possibly the longest wee I have ever had or will ever have in my life ever. And next time, I swear, I'm going to take a bucket with me into the cubicle and really see how much liquid comes out.
That's great, thanks. We've now run out of time.
Oh, that was rather brief. Unlike my wee, which...
I walked past it this morning, and I tried to be strong. I said, I won't go in. I can't. I won't. I will not go in. I won't go in. I won't go in. I won't go in. I won't go in. I won't. I won't go in. So I went in. I stayed by the entrance at first, calm, in control. But then I dropped my keys round the door, over the assistant and towards the back of the shop. So, of course, I went in after them, and that's when... Well, it's like a blur, only I remember it. I got everything I could lay my hands on. Soaps, shower gels, papaya extract, bath pearls. Not the dolphin one says shit. Knee cream, foot spray, face spray, and an intimate feminine wash that smells of mints. My name is Nina, and I am a body shopaholic. Anita Roddick is a witch, and she has me under her musky spell. Thousands of pounds I spent on what is basically scented washing up liquid. And the worst thing is my husband thinks I'm spending all this money on treatment for a life-threatening disease in my chin. He's got a second job and he sold his mum's house, so she's in her home and bloody livid. And so obviously I have to hide everything from him. Put most of the bottles in the attic, feed the bar salts to the dog, and in the garden, well, he thinks we've got a mole problem. We haven't. It's hundreds and hundreds of individually wrapped soaps. It's embarrassing. But at the same time, lovely.
When I was very little, I wanted to be one of those people who give out leaflets outside train stations. You know, to me it seemed the ideal job. Open air, glamour, bits of paper. I sometimes sit at my desk at the law firm and think, oh, God, what the hell have I done?
Of course, the major change in the Royal Marines came last year when we were rebranded as a manga action force as Watermen War Team Go Fight Go. The new emphasis on sound effects and diagonal lines when we made an assault on enemy positions, I have to say, yes, it did reduce our effectiveness. But on the positive side, new shiny uniforms.
In an ideal world, I'd like to be a nun. I mean, I'm good with my hands. I can run quite fast. I'm reasonably pious. So if you're a Mother Superior and you're listening to this and you like what you hear, give me a call. Because I'd also quite like to do cruise ships, and really it's whoever rings first.
How did it go?
Oh, I got fired.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
No, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It finally gives me time to concentrate on my business idea.
What business is that?
The business of me and my gift? I told you about my gift, right?
No.
Really? Oh, well, I can tell exactly what dogs are thinking.
What?
Well, give me a dog. Any dog, except those really thin ones with no fur. But any other dog, give it to me, and I will look in its eyes and tell you what it's thinking.
How are you going to make money out of that?
How am I not going to make money out of that? Who wouldn't want to know what their dog is thinking? Freaks.
I don't want to know.
Freaks and you.
Look, I don't want to piss on your parade, but I don't see this making millions of pounds.
That's what a lot of people say when they don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, well, prove me wrong.
I will. The dogs will come. I will read their minds. People will give me £1 million. 3 years' time, I will be sitting on my yacht in the Mediterranean, which I have bought and renamed Martinaranian.
I think Martinanium would scan better.
Yeah, I thought that as soon as I said it.
I do love being part of an orchestra, I really do. There's a great sense of camaraderie, and this autumn we're going on this orchestra exchange trip to Moscow. But yesterday someone said it's a bit like going on a French exchange, which I have to admit is worrying for me, because I've been on a French exchange before when I was 10, and it was horrid. The grandmother lived in the house with the family, and on Saturday they left her outside in the sun for too long, and she died. But I'd only been learning French for a year, so I didn't know the word for dead. And all I could tell them, really, was that she wanted a return ticket to La Rochelle. And that her favourite sport was badminton. So I had to sit next to a dead woman all afternoon, and I don't really want to go through something like that again.
Yeah, anyway, we've had it on the market for, what, I don't know, 8 months now, and we've already gone down to 450, and we just can't afford to go any lower, you know, and 2 buyers have dropped out at the last minute. You know, one went as far as exchanging, and then it all fell apart, and our estate agents have basically given up. You know, we're desperate. We've got to sell.
Oh, God, it sounds like when I sold my flat in Shepherd's Bush.
Oh, right.
It was a 2-bedroom flat just off the green, and I needed a quick sell because, well, basically I was moving to New York for 6 months, headhunted by a major marketing firm out there. Tried to say no, but they offered me more money. I said no again. They upped the money, and in the end the CEO flew over and basically begged me to take the job, and I think the words he used were make his decade. Anyway, so I put the flat on the market, and before it's even in the estate agent's window, this bloke walks past and immediately falls in love with the place, and he says it's the most amazing flat he's ever seen, and it looked like it had been done by a top interior designer, and I say steady on, it was just me, and he says, well, seriously, you should go into business. You have the best taste I have ever encountered, and I have a property company, so I see loads of interiors all the time, and may I add how beautiful you are as an individual. And I just said, enough, you know, and he said, there can never be enough said about how incredible you and your flat are. I am blown away. I almost want to die this instant because the rest of my life will only be disappointing in comparison to this. Anyway, he offered me £1 million for the place on the spot, and just as I was about to accept, the estate agent came out with another client who said, stop everything! I must have this flat, and I will do anything to get it. Name your price. And they have this massive bidding war. So embarrassing, like they were fighting for my honour. Eventually, the first guy won it at £3 million for a 2-bedroom flat. It's crazy. And then the other guy was so upset he hadn't got it, he offered to pay for all my legal bills so he would feel in some way involved with the property. And everything Everything went through in record time. Surveyors gave their service for free, even got a bonus £500 in M&S vouchers from the agent.
Right.
Because I was their favourite client.
How is that possibly like my situation?
Didn't you just say you got given some M&S vouchers?
No, you said that. I said we were desperate to sell our house.
Yeah, exactly. So.
It was Angie who first suggested it. A second gap year, she called it. Although for me it was a first, because when I left school, my dad made me work non-stop for a year to pay him back for all the costs I'd incurred during childhood. Now, it was easy for Angie. She didn't have a job. Well, unless you count shopping, which she did. But I think most people would write that off as volunteer work. However, I was on the fast track to be partner at my firm. So when I told my boss my wife wanted us to travel around the world for a year, he didn't think it was a good idea and expressed it by putting the words career and suicide into the same sentence. But Angie said she wanted to go, and well, I said we couldn't. So she started screaming and screaming and screaming, and about 11 hours later we were packing our bags and setting off for the journey of a lifetime. But unfortunately the lifetime didn't turn out to be that long. Because when we got to Southeast Asia, Angie got a bit carried away in the markets and blew most of our budget on hammocks and those wooden animals that perch off the end of surfaces. She wasn't great at haggling, you see, and would often go up instead of down. I remember one time she got her currencies confused and paid £6,000 for some faux designer sunglasses, which is quite a lot of money to spend on a pair of plastic Ray-Bans. So not surprisingly, we soon ran out of cash, and so we hitched into Bangkok to find jobs. Now, Angie wasn't really up to working because, well, she felt hot. So she called her dad and he bought her a flight home, but well, he didn't want to pay for me as well. We'd never really got on. So I had to stay and seek employment. Well, there wasn't a lot on offer, so I ended up working as a hostess in one of those bars where women fire ping-pong balls from their Wendy. 8 months I was there. It was very humiliating, but I did get good tips.
Another one of my passions, right? Another thing I absolutely love, right? And that is dinosaurs. The noise a dinosaur might make if he were trapped in a woman's throat. But why dinosaurs? Well, apart from my nan, they are the best dead thing in the whole wide world. Although, in a way, my nan lives on inside all those that knew her, because at her wake my auntie got confused and put her ashes in the quiche. Which no one noticed till the next day when we drove 4 hours to scatter bacon in the sea. And I joined this website, right? I'm a member of this website called dinofreaks.com, and it's got everything a dino fan could want. Chat rooms, pictures, and news scoops. Like, you know that program, Walking with Dinosaurs, where they show dinosaurs walking? Well, those dinosaurs aren't real, right? My friend, who's a producer, said all the dinosaurs on that show were fakes. Diplodocus? No, a horse with pasta shells on its back. T-Rex? Afraid not, just a cow in a hat.
Hello, what is Mr. Chips eating?
That is nearly blockbuster.
You know, we have made a mind to do some renovations in the house.
Changing rooms, hot pocket.
Yes. Yes, and we're to build a conservatory on the back so that in the summer we will always have one room that is bloody too hot. Very serious, you will put old man in there, he will burn.
You put 2 old men in there, half of each will burn.
Yes, and in winter it means we will have a spare room for someone when they come to stay. Maybe family, maybe friend, or maybe, cross my heart, Daniel Bedingfield.
I've got to get through it. I want to get through it. Yes, and I would decorate it to look exactly like his house. So when he comes to stay at Daniel Bedingfield, I say, make yourself in home. And he will see it is exactly like his home and laugh and put me in his phone as good friend.
Yes,
Yes, but maybe he will say, I feel angry that you have copied my home in your renovation. It is looking very bad, like when a woman is kissing a man and she's sick in his mouth.
Maybe that is you?
If you're thinking you are hot, come over here and we will try it.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. But we will make the room nice and certain for Daniel Bedingfield. There will be his albums and some of his pictures, and maybe we will have a special dinner to celebrate the new room, and we will have hot veal and wine.
I make the wine in garden. You take 3 potatoes, then you leave them in bag. After 6 months, there is wine. You cannot really drink it, but if you give it to noisy child, it will go very quiet.
We will have friends and the neighbor who is nearly dead, and everyone will dress like Daniel Bedingfield or someone who looks exactly like him.
So you ask me, what is the point of ballet? Who is ballet in? Where is ballet to? If I put my ballet hat on for a minute...
No, wait, be careful, the glitter's still drying.
Will you stop making hats? Just go and stand over there. Further away. Further. Further. Now shut the door.
It's quite cold out here.
Now, people tell me that ballet is elitist, that ballet is for the rich, that the tickets are too expensive. But if I put on my telling you something hat for a minute, I can tell you that I put on a ballet last year, the one about swans, and, you know, you could get quite a good seat in the stalls for about the same price as a Fiat Punto. And yes, a Fiat Punto is a car. Yes, it can take you from A to B, but ballet can touch your soul. Sorry, I always cry when I think about ballet. I think it's pretty shoes. It is. It's the pretty shoes.
Can I come back in now?
No.
Greg, hi. Long time no see.
Yeah, I've been away.
Have you? Yeah? Well, where have you been?
Well, you know how I've always wanted to get into karate?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, last summer I decided to take a sabbatical and just do it. You know, just really do it. I thought, I don't particularly like insurance underwriting, and let's face it, I'm not getting any younger. Because if I was, I'd just give up my job and sell the secrets of my time-reversing DNA to the highest bidder. Which I always imagine would be Laboratoire Garnier.
You're probably right.
Yeah. Anyway, I looked around for an intensive karate trainer, and I found this guy, Mr. Uminoko, and I went out to live with him for 6 months in Japan to become the ultimate karate champion. And he had this very unconventional training method, rather like Mr. Miyagi, you know, in The Karate Kid, in that we didn't do any actual fight training per se, but every day I performed a series of household tasks. You know, paint a fence, sand the floor, spritz the shower, wax on, wax off, his collection of antique cars. It was exhausting and quite frustrating, and I kept saying to him, when am I going to learn some ice-cool moves? And he kept pointing to this poster of Japanese symbols, which I assumed meant something like, have ye patience, trusty me. And after 6 months was up, well, basically I'd renovated his entire property and his brothers and some of his friends. He said I was ready and entered me in the National Karate Tournament. And I thought, brilliant, this is where it all kicks off. I can finally reap the benefit of all that seemingly irrelevant training.
So how do you do?
Got creamed in the first round by a 9-year-old girl.
So, your Mr. Uminoko had basically just got you out there to fix his house for free?
Maybe, but, you know, it was my first tournament, and it's not about the winning, it's about the taking part.
Yeah, but it's also not about getting creamed by a little girl. I mean, bloody hell, she probably had Hello Kitty stickers on her sports bag.
She did. And she didn't even call it karate, she called it fighty fun.
No, I've been talking so much about what I love, I have completely forgotten to tell you what I do not love, right? And that is babies. Cannot stand them. But I tell you who does love them, right? My friend Ethel. She told me the other night in the pub that she and her girlfriend, Glenda, don't ask, I hope it's a face, she and her girlfriend, Glenda, were going to try and have a baby together next summer. He said, how are you going to do that? You're more likely to get pregnant by clapping your hands. 2 bread rolls, Ethel Jones, does not a hot dog make. There always needs to be a sausage.
Oh, yeah, I bought this phone from here last week and it's not working.
Yeah, is that 3210? Yeah. Yeah. They're shit phones, them.
Well, you sold it to me.
Yeah, excuse me 1 sec, yeah? Hello? It's Martin from the Aylesbury branch. Yeah, I'm alright, yeah, you dirty bitch, how are you? You didn't. What? In your mouth? No way, man. I thought you was Catholic. Anyway, I got this customer with 3210. Yeah, I told him it's a shit phone, but he's still here. So what's the deal? Yeah, I thought so. All right, cheers. Right, it's broken. You've got 2 options. 1, you can just go home and use the landline.
Yeah, or?
To be honest, I was hoping you were going to go for that one. Otherwise, then, you'll have to go to the main store on the high street, go through the back of the shop. There's 2 doors. One of them always tells the truth, and the other one always lies. Go through the right one and you'll find yourself in an enchanted kingdom. Head for the wood, turn left past the thorn, get to the lake. In the middle of the lake is a lady. She will direct you to a stone in which there is a sword. If you can pull it out, you get a new phone.
And what if I can't?
You pay 50 quid. And I think you also die.
Okay. On the high street, yeah?
Yeah. Just next to the chemist. Safe.
Talking and Not Talking starred Laura Solon with Ben Moor, Katherine Parkinson and Ben Willbond. It was written by Laura Solon with additional material by the cast, Carl Cooper, Andy Marlatt and Tony Roche. Original music was by Ozzy Miso and the producer was Colin Anderson.
Oh, goody shoes, it is me. Me, you terrifying excuse for legalized gambling. I think I have won your jackpot. My numbers are 1, 2, 3 million, 4, B, spaghetti hoops. That is all. Go away.
Talking and Not Talking with Laura Solon.
Whoever said most accidents happen in the home was an idiot. Either that, or they confuse the concept of home with the concept of everywhere outside that isn't your home. Or, when they said most accidents happen in the home, they didn't mean accidents, they meant dinner parties. Or flossing.
Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. At this point, my hat happens to be in my old bedroom at my mum's house. But that could change in a second. My mum could die. And then I'd lay my hat in her room, because it's bigger.
I've got foxes in my garden, and it's amazing how they have adapted to urban living. I caught them the other night sitting on my garden furniture using the barbecue. One of them had a guitar, and I think he might have been smoking weed.
3, 2, 1, just the band.
The price is right.
You know, we went to Oxford for one day on the weekend to see university. Have you been? You must go simply. You travel there on bus, just takes 1 hour, and nearly 2. It is a very beautiful city.
Very sexy. I feel things in my trouser.
Yes. There are so many things to like. There is buildings. I love buildings. There is cafe. I will have sponge bread. And best of all, there is Devon hams. We love Devon hams. Who is the daddy? It is Devon hams. Who is the mommy? It is also Devon hams. They are maybe twins.
We go 2 hours for a jumper. Then we go after to river and there is
a
man
in a little boat with the stick.
He say, you want punt? You want punt?
The little boat, they call it a pond, like no one will notice. Oh, I laugh so much that blood comes in my mouth.
But then we go in 1 hour. Boring. I swear on my arm, it is like seeing dry paint.
It is just boat. Stick. No laugh.
Cup of crap.
We'll not go back.
David, where are you going?
Home. The expedition's off.
What? Why? We just got here.
I just don't think we should work together anymore.
But I don't understand. We've been planning this for 3 years. It's everything we've been waiting for.
That was before last night.
What happened last night?
You know full well.
Well, I don't.
When we were changing in the tent, you took your trousers off, and when you went to unroll your sleeping bag, your bum brushed against mine.
I thought that was your arm.
No! It was bum.
Oh, God.
And I didn't hate it, Clive. So if we carry on, we're just going to end up having sex. And then the next thing you know, we'll be living in a thatched cottage with 2 Shih Tzus and his bathrobes.
Well, I guess this is goodbye.
Don't touch me.
When I woke up this morning, it was a lovely, sunny, pretty day, and I was happy. Yes, almost as happy as the day I found a prehistoric fly encased in amber, and I used the DNA to make an island filled with dinosaurs, and the biggest monkey the world has ever seen. Oh, no, wait, I think that was a song or a book. I don't care. Shut up. Anyway, I get out of bed and put my clothes on, because, hello, it is socially appropriate. And I go downstairs to parley with the China line. Now, the China line and I are thick as thieves. It's not thicker, as if the thieves have been heated up with corn flour to form a paste. But some people have been spreading gossip hips that the China line is just a porcelain ornament made in Taiwan, and there is no way he can talk or think or hear. But let me tell you, if China line gets windy of this, he will tie those people to a tree, steal your pocket money, and then eat you from the eyes down. Anyway, the China line sits on the mantelpiece so he can see the door, so he can see the window, and so he can spit on the metal ladybirds who sit beneath. So today was so lovely, he said he fancied some perambulation in the fresh air. And naturally we set out for Blenheim Palace. So I put on my ruby slippers and I clicked my heels 3 times, shouting, there's no place like Blenheim Palace, there's no place like Blenheim Palace. Except for Buckingham Palace and that place we went to with the tea shop and the wooden slide. We ate the cake, we stood around, 2 times, I love it. But unfortunately, the slippers were broken, so we had to take the train, and it was dreadful. Absolutely crappy, bloody, mucky, puppy dreadful. Worse than the time I fell off the chair, worse than the time it got hot and my salero melted, and even worse than the time I ran out of wine and had to drink mouthwash till I went blind. You see, China Line is open for crowds, and so I made it known to the carriage that we would be needing at least 30 of the seats for ourselves and the magazines and the crispy crisps. Everyone was obedient except one woman who sat on the chair set aside for cheesy puffs. So I marched over and said, what the hell do you think you are doing on my cheesy puff chair? And she said something like, I can sit where I like, the seats are free. But all I heard was, I challenge you to a slap fight. So I shouted, challenge accepted. I will go on my first whistle and leapt across the table to hit her on the face. So we were taken off the train and sent home in disgrace, which is like being sent home normally, only you have to sit in silence with a grumpy hump. Then when I got home, I said sorry, and the women gave me ice cream with hotty chocky sauce. And so I'm going to go again tomorrow. Or not, I don't care.
Inspiration for my poetry is life in all its varied, consuming and complex colours. Birds, sunlight, love, loss, pate. Anything can be a spark.
Yes, but your new anthology, I Hate Helen Barker, feels very specific.
In what way?
Well, it's called I Hate Helen Barker.
Yes.
And so is every poem in it?
That's not strictly true, Andrew. There's a sonnet called Helen Barker is a Slag. But I don't think we should get so fixated with titles. The poems cover a wide range of universal themes.
Well, not really, because they all seem to be retellings of very specific incidents, all involving Helen Barker.
Are you sure you've read it properly?
Page 1. I hate Helen Barker. She was horrible at school, called me names, and wrecked my project on ants. Now she's pregnant with her 5th child, all by different fathers. Slut.
One example.
Page 7. Helen Barker broke my nose in the lower 4s, outside the maths lab. Darkness is what I saw when I fell unconscious. She's a butch cow and deserved her prison sentence.
That's about general teenage suffering, so...
Page 21. Fact. Helen Barker gives head for cash. Knows it. Just go to the Crown in Blackheath on a Saturday. She'll be there by the bar, smoking fags through her dog-arse mouth. She shags anything, even tramps.
Well, she will.
So, is she a real person?
Is she a real person? Is she not a real person? Does it matter?
Yes, because she'd probably sue and the critics will slate you for using your art to air your petty grievances.
Right. In that case, Helen Barker is a metaphor.
What for?
This girl I know.
Helen Barker?
Helen Barker.
Back once again to the renegade master. Round 2 of the War of the Library. The reading shop. Edward is cross with Marie for her persistent scissor borrowing, and Marie is cross with Edward for spreading rumours about her feet. And as my old mother used to say, if you have an argument, and if one of you's black, and you end up punching him, make sure you've got a bloody good lawyer.
You know, Marie, it's very funny. 5 minutes ago, there was a pair of blue-handled scissors on my desk, and now, why, look, they're on yours.
That's not funny, Edward, you flid. Russ Abbott is funny. Police Academy is funny. Your private life even is a very good joke. But scissors being on my desk is just a statement of fact.
Silence, you raven-haired pedant. The scissors are mine, and there's a name tag to prove it.
Sorry, Edward, I stopped listening after you opened your mouth. It was boring. Yawn!
Give them!
Yawn!
Give them back!
Yawn!
Give them back now, please!
You give them back.
No, you give them back.
Ow, my eye! My eye!
Oh, I'm sorry, Marie. I'm really sorry. Please, don't tell.
Give me the scissors.
Here you go.
Ha! Fooled you. Now go away. I have work to do, and it involves snipping.
You devious woman! You hadn't heard the last...
I can't hear you.
I will be back!
What?
I will... Hang on.
Hello, Marie speaking.
It's me. I'll be back.
Sure. But I'm going for lunch around 1:30.
Well, I'll be back after that.
See you then.
About 2 years ago, we decided that we wanted to have a baby. But my wife, Claire, didn't really want to go through the trauma of swelling up like a whale and then pushing a melon out through a hole that by any measurement system is unhelpfully small. And I said, it wouldn't be a melon, silly. It would be a baby. And she gave me this look, which meant we didn't have sex for the next 8 weeks. Anyway, in the end, we decided to adopt. And after a lengthy process, we were eventually sent a picture of our new baby, a gorgeous little Chinese girl called Ming Mu. Claire got excited and bought lots of little toy pandas, chopsticks and communist symbols to make her, feel at home. But when we went to the airport to pick her up, to our surprise, Ming Mu turned out to be a bit different from the photo, as she or he, rather, was not really a baby girl, but quite a heavy 35-year-old man, who had also brought his extended family with him, and some chickens, and a bear in a cage. But, you know, we couldn't turn our back on our new child, so we brought them all home and tried to make them feel loved. But they didn't really show any interest in their new mummy and daddy, especially Ming Moo, who just sat around smoking bootleg cigarettes all day. So Claire decided enough was enough and went to live with her mum. But, you know, my dad walked out on my family when I was little, and I don't want to do the same for my child. So I'm still here, in the garage mostly, because there wasn't much room in the house. And to be honest, I don't see Ming Moo that much, because either he's in the pub or he's watching Power Rangers. But we waved at each other yesterday, and tomorrow he's promised to have a bowl of special fried Cheerios with me, which would be nice. Can really finally get down to a father and son chat. Tell him some important things, like, don't fry breakfast cereals! It ruins them!
Excuse me, are you the rare books expert?
No, I specialise in teddy bears.
Seriously?
Yes.
Do people ever say things like, that's a bit gay?
No.
Well, it is.
The rare books man is Anthony Peters. He's on that table over there.
Thank you.
Hello. What have you got for us today?
Well, it's quite simply an amazing literary discovery, rare books expert Anthony Peters. My great-grandmother lived in the same village as Beatrix Potter, and last year we were sorting out her attic, and we found some original Beatrix Potter manuscripts, and it's clear that these early versions were less children's tales than children's nightmares.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't think I would have enjoyed being read the tale of Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail and Scissorfoot.
Scissor who?
The rabbit who used blades on naughty children's faces. There's Pigling Bastard, the pig who ate children's hands. Mrs. Tiggywinkle, basically a psycho who comes out of children's dreams and cuts their eyelids. And who else? Oh my God, Jemima Puddle Duck. She does unspeakable things to kids with her serrated beak. But my personal favourite is Shitty Mouth Tom Kitten, the cat who teaches children to swear at the clergy.
Have you got these manuscripts with you?
Yes.
Can I see them?
Not really, they're in the car.
Well, can you go and get them?
I will do that, rare books expert Anthony Peters, if you will get me 15 minutes in private with Michael Aspel first.
Ah, right. I'm afraid he doesn't do fan requests.
I'm not a fan, I want to rough him up a bit.
Oh, well, in that case, be my guest. He's having a shiatsu in the pink Winnebago.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
My red setter. She is outside in the yard, barking at rats. She's very cross with me today because I didn't buy her the right tweets. She wanted meaty bites. I got her meaty twists. She took one look at them, carried them to the bottom of the grounds, and threw them in the rat pit. Now, there aren't many visitors to Chingley Hall, partly because it's in the middle of nowhere, but mainly because it's covered in rats. But if you do want to make the trip, and I don't recommend you do, it costs £18 to see the house, £13 to see the grounds, and £3.10 to feed the rats.
That's amazing, isn't it?
What?
All these graves. I mean, these guys were, what, 16, 17? And they gave their lives for their country, fighting a war to give us freedom.
Try not to speak, you know. That's just respect. Dance then, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he, and I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he.
I'll wait in the car.
Dance then, wherever you may be. Hello, Bridget here. Michael can't get to the commentary box today because he fell down a disused mine shaft or a well or something, take your pick, but he is definitely not in the pub. He said that there was still trouble in the lively, by which I think he means library, and that Edward and Marie were gearing up for a death match. Good luck.
Hello, Marie. It looks like we meet again.
We arranged to meet, Deadwood. What did you expect?
Ha, yes, for my terrible, terrible revenge. And here it is.
Dear Auntie Edith, thank you very much for my exfoliating body wash. It's apricotty smell.
No, the other side.
The Fat Woman by Edward Craig.
Just a little working title for a book I'm writing. You probably want to know what it's about?
Not really.
You probably do.
The Fat Woman. Is it about your mum?
No. Funnily enough, it's about a lonely loser who works in the children's literature department of a high street library. She's called something... I can't quite... Oh, yes, that's right. It's Marie.
Well, Edward, you should really put it on your website.
Which website?
The one I've set up for you. See? Do you like the picture? It's you having sex with yourself.
What the hell is that in the corner?
Your chosen jazz mag, Reptile Monthly.
That is libel. My feelings towards reptiles are entirely platonic.
Tell that to the gecko up your bum.
You evil...
Genius.
You may have won the battle, Marie, and be quite good at Photoshop. But you will never, ever win the war.
You have to twist and pull.
How's the new flatmate?
Oh my God, I hate her.
Really?
Yeah, I really do. I hate her so much. I almost love her, but I don't. I hate her.
What's so bad about her?
Well, she's nice and she's generous and she's kind and she buys wine and stuff.
She sounds lovely.
But last year she went travelling and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. So I hate people that climb Mount Kilimanjaro. They are the same kind of people who run marathons for charity and volunteer for stuff in the workplace because they like extra responsibility. They're just so good and smug and motivated, and they have this look in their eye that says, yeah, that's right, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. Or Mount KJ, as people who've reached the summit can call it. It was physically demanding and a real challenge, but I love challenges. In fact, I go on challenges almost every weekend with my club, the Amazings. We like extreme weather and trousers made from breathable fabric. You climb Mount Kilimanjaro? No, of course you haven't, because you are lazy with flabby legs. And if you ever did try to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, it would eat you up and then sick you out again so it could also piss on you.
Has she said that's how she feels?
She doesn't have to. She said it all by doing hundreds of stomach crunches in front of the TV.
What a bitch.
I know.
Jane, I just wanted to say happy Christmas and thank you so much for my presents.
Oh, it was nothing. Happy Christmas, Susan.
Nothing. It's beautiful. A jade bracelet. I've been getting so many compliments.
Well, that's... Really?
Yes, everyone loves it.
Do they?
Everyone. You should see all the jealous stares.
Well, it certainly suits that blouse you're wearing.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
So the next time you're going to wear that blouse, you let me know. You can wear the bracelet with it.
What?
Yes, any time you want to wear the jade bracelet, give me a shout, and you can have it for the night. Assuming I'm not wearing it, of course.
But I thought it was for me.
It is! Oh, Susan, it is. Tonight's your special night, so I want you to think of it as yours for tonight.
Well, I can't. I mean, it's your bracelet. I can't wear it.
Don't be silly. People wear rented jewellery all the time.
Rented?
Oh, God, I don't mean I'm going to charge you. No, that's my birthday present. I'm waiving the fee.
That's very kind. But I can't. Might get scratched or something. You take it.
Well, if you're sure.
I'm sure.
Hi, girls. Oh, Susan, is that your new bracelet? Everyone's been telling me it's lovely.
Yes, it's lovely. It's Jane's lovely bracelet.
Jane's?
Yes, I was borrowing it, apparently.
For the party? Oh, Jane, you're such a dear.
Oh, stop.
Yes, she's really wonderful.
No, stop. I mean it. You're tarnishing the clasp.
15 years I've been metal detecting on this same beach. Most weekends, bank holidays, the occasional evening if the weather's nice, or if it's not. Depends. Just me and Excalibur here. I have found keys, tins, cutlery, rusty wire, the occasional pound coin. Hang on! More rusty bloody wire. 15 years. 15 years and nothing more than a few quid. It's not much of a strike rate. And then some bloody people, like, I don't know, an American called Clark George Watson III, just come down, their first time, only been in the country a day, and find Anglo-Saxon bloody gold, don't they? Pots of the stuff. 75 grand he got for it, off one day's work. That is not justice. And I tell you what, if I had 20 minutes with him in a soundproof room, I'd bloody...
Hey, Arnold! How's it hanging?
Fine, thanks, Clark.
You find any gold?
No.
One day, my man, I swear it could happen to you.
I just went there.
Jeez Louise, more gold!
Oh, isn't your life a juicy peach? Oh, what? Oh, what, more gold?
Nah, it looks more like... No, it's gold!
Oh!
Hey, Arnold! You broke your detector there. Jeez Louise, more gold!
Our mission statement here is very simple. We do exactly what we say on the sign. Northampton Women's Centre. We are a centre for women.
Not men. Men are idiots.
And, you know, we can put a man on the moon, we can cure 1,000 diseases, we can even make toy dogs that bark and flip themselves over. But in 21st century Britain, if women or a woman want to get together and chat, where do they go? Yes, they can go to a pub or a cafe.
Or a restaurant.
Or a restaurant.
Or a gym. Their own home. Each other's homes.
Wrap it up.
The park, church, cinema, Brussels, one of those shops where everything's £1.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. And in most of those places, there will be men there, apart from maybe lesbian bars, and they've got a mannish vibe.
Hello?
Yeah, got a delivery?
Are you a man?
Yeah.
Well, you can't come in.
It's women only.
Yeah, but...
For God's sake, I have just bitten my hand, and if you don't go away, I am going to call the police and tell them you did it. Can you believe that?
It's a typical example of the patriarchal repression that pervades modern society, demanding that we accept his delivery like it's his penis.
Well, I don't want his penis, thank you. Even if it does contain my new mobile phone. Yeah, which it probably does. I should go after him.
Quick, he's in a van.
Tortoises remind me a bit of dinosaurs. And I do like tortoises, but I wouldn't make a film about them.
I only eat dolphin-friendly tuna, me. People are well snide on dolphins without tunas having a go, innit? Sally? Nigel?
Oh my God, look who it is.
Just try and stay calm.
Oh, I thought it was you. How the bloody hell are you? Guys, it's me, Trace.
We are well aware of that.
Is there something wrong?
Tracy, please. We live in the barn conversion on Mill Road.
Oh, wow, it's a beautiful house.
Barn, Tracy, it's a barn. And yes, it is beautiful. And there's a lot of space.
And 2 en-suites.
And more space.
Great, I must come round for the grand tour.
Oh dear.
I don't think so, Tracy.
Why not?
It wouldn't be appropriate.
So, what? I'm not good enough?
No, not good enough, just... Well, yes, actually, not good enough.
Bottom line, we're barn people now, with barn rules. And the rules say we can't be friends with Tracy anymore. She's awful and lives in a semi.
I see. Well, at least I know where I stand.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it's not in a stunning 3-bedroom barn conversion.
Talking and Not Talking starred Laura Solon with Ben Moor, Katherine Parkinson and Ben Willbond. It was written by Laura Solon with additional material by the cast, Carl Cooper, Andy Marlatt and Tony Roche. Original music was by Ozzy Miso and the producer was Colin Anderson.
Hello, that's the people with the trinket catalogue. Well, it is me. Hello, China Line and I have been looking for new associates, and we feel there's a likely candidate in your chocolate mice on page 4. Dispatch them to me, please, post haste. My address is... Thank you kindly. No, you hang up. You hang up. You hang up. You hang... Okay, you in.